So very good morning, everyone. Namaste, everyone. Seeing you all after a very long time. So today we are going to have the discussion mainly on the role of alternative medicine and our regular path of medicine, because we all face problems in life, and our first approach is like, when I am unwell, what should I do about it? So I very often get this question from people, that you use theta healing, you use B technique, what all can be healed with it. And my question to them is that if we really understand what each one does and who I truly am, probably I may not even ask this question. I want to ask all of you, like, if I have to define myself first, who am I? What do I require to be able to define myself? You guys can put it on the chat or raise your hand and let me know. Who am I as a human? Because if there is any problem, it's me who has a problem, right? As a human. Then who am I? What do I require to prove that I have this problem? Anyone on the platform would like to answer this question? Anybody on the platform? Guys, it's a simple question. It's not such a complicated question. Come on, Jaisal, tell me, who are we? I am a collective being of energy. Okay, I'm a soul undergoing a human experience. Okay, what else? Can everyone see Jaisal? So if she is only a soul, can you see her physical self also? Yeah? भूत दिख रहा है या कोई जिंदा इंसान दिख रहा है? You guys can see someone physically also, right? So I'm an Atma in a body. Okay. So the soul is there, I'm awareness, the soul is there, and a physical body is there. Have you heard people being brain dead? Yeah. So I would like to explain this example always and always. I explain it with a car. If I want to buy the best car, yeah, and I would go to the shop and he will ask me, ma'am, like, what do you want? I say, oh, I want a car which is very fancy looking, which is perfect in shape, size, color of my choice. I mean, a beauty. Like, I just want to buy a beauty, right? And I go there and I see a car which is fantastically, like, a very beautiful car. And I'm very happy, like, oh, wow, like, this is exactly what I wanted. And then I go and I sit. But when I start, it doesn't work. So I went back to the salesman and I said, like, kya ho raha hai? Like, my car is not working. What happened? He said, ma'am, you just asked that, your requirements were that you wanted this color, this size, this shape. Yeah, so we gave it to you. There is no machine, there is no engine in it. So how will the car function? And I'm like, hey, Baba, you need to understand there has to be an engine, no? But ma'am, you never mentioned that. You teach people manifestation, but you never asked for it. So how do I give it to you? And I'm like, yeah, my mistake. I should have realized it before. What we ask for, we receive. My focus was so much on the size and the shape and the color and how it will look. I completely forgot that the entire thing of how my car functions is on the engine and not how it will look from the outer. Do you all agree to that? Does your outer structure define how your car will function, or the engine will define it? Engine will define it. Everyone agrees. If you agree, say yes, I agree. Do it. Yeah. So I realized my mistake in manifestation. I said, thank you for teaching me how to manifest. But now I'm telling you, I want the best machine. The engine has to be functioning very, very well. Like, it has to be like when I sit, like the speed I put my feet on the speed and like gear, accelerator, and like, it can go fast and like, superb control and everything. I said, ma'am, okay. I said, don't forget, the shape and the size and the color of my choice. I think I'm a little finicky about, the shape and the size and the color. So they said, okay, ma'am, we'll give it to you. And I am excited. Like, I'm like, oh, wow, like I'm getting a car finally of my choice. And I go and sit. Again, I start the car, accelerator. It doesn't function. I said, the car is still not working. I said, what happened? Are you not clear? I said, show me the engine. They showed me. He said, ma'am, you never said you want a working car. So there is no petrol in the car. And the car runs only with the petrol. I said, isn't it a common sense? He said, no, ma'am. We are very particular when we sell a car to you because you teach people manifestation. You teach them law of attraction. You teach them theta healing. You teach them all these things. You teach them limiting belief. So that guy came back to me and said, ma'am, what limiting belief are you holding on to that you are not getting the car of your choice? And I said, probably my lack of awareness in what I asked. So that soul energy is the petrol. So that runs the car, right? So I cannot just simply say that I am a soul. Like I require all these three energies to let my car function how it functions. I cannot say that without any one of them missing, my car would function. If there is only petrol, it doesn't work because then there is no car. If there is only petrol and the engine and the outer structure is not there. But when all three are combined together and working, that's the time exactly the car functions. So friends, we all are mind, body, and soul. But whenever there is a problem in the life, do we actually remember this? Then we forget about it and we focus only on one thing. And we somehow neglect the other two. Either I am focusing on physical body, I have a headache. Now I have a headache. I would immediately go to the pharmacy and pick up a paracetamol, either a crocin, a combiflam, a dolo, whichever is that. Because I have been taught whenever you have that, pick up that and you will be relieved. So I pick up a crocin, I have it. First 2 times I went, my headache actually went. I was very happy. I said, सिर दर्द तो गया, क्या फर्क पड़ता है, एक छोटी गोली तो डालनी है मुंह में. It's not a big deal. ठीक है, I got addicted to it. It's an easy solution. We humans look for easy solutions, right? So I'm like, I'll buy the whole packet. We normally get the packet of 10, 15, 30. Bigger the better. Because okay, I have a packet of 30. Now for a month, I don't have to even worry about it, Where do I have it? Keep one in my bag, keep one in my drawer. Whenever I want it, I have it. Gradually, that same crocin stopped working. Now it is not helping me. It helps me a little, but I still feel that heaviness. And I'm like, what do I do? This is not working. So now I actually go and visit a doctor. And he will say, can we just get few blood tests done for you? Eventually, like from the blood test, after a year or two, it went to Let's get an EEG done. Let's see, like, how does your frequency works? Are you actually relaxing or you are stressed? Let's get your CT scan done. Let's get your MRI done. Let's get this thing done. From all my reports, whatever they felt was the diagnosis. The years back, it came back as migraine. And then there was a series of medicine that I started. And then I am changing my medicine and I'm working towards it. At the time I used to get migraine attack, did it help? Yes, it did. But did it stop my migraine attack? No, it did not. So it's simply what I did not realize at that point of time was a fact that I am simply not my physical self. It's like me going to the shop and asking for that perfect shape, size, and color of the car, but not realizing that my engine also does have some fault. They were at the level of my limiting beliefs. I could be a spiritual person only if I had a migraine. That's how I started my journey. So I somewhere believed that if I will listen to my own self, and if I am going for a Vipassana retreat for 10 days, leaving my 3 children behind, it's wrong. So I needed a valid justification to be able to go there. And that valid justification was, oh God, I have no solution for that. Now it has become my need. It is a need-based. If you have too much work, but if you fall sick, you will be hospitalized. It is need of an hour. And then I am justified, then I don't feel bad. But till then I was feeling bad. So I am my responsibility was my belief. Suffering is the only way my soul can grow was my belief. I would justify myself, like I would feel guilty if I'm leaving my children behind to do something for myself, and would invoke guilt as an emotion in me. And guilt always calls for punishment. So now there is something happens at a physical level. So those limiting beliefs were stored. Like बोलते ना engine में कचरा आ गया है. The engine गाड़ी start नहीं हो रही है. The engine has that. So that kachra was there in the form of my limiting beliefs, so my car won't start there. And I realized that as I started my journey learning subconscious mind, Theta healing, EFT, past life regression, I went through multiple lifetimes. That petrol also can be faulty sometimes. इसे नो आजकल सब में घोल मिल आता है, सब कोई प्योरिटी वाला माल नहीं बचा है. Somewhere I didn't realize कि सोल में भी गोलमोल हो जाता है. And I realized multiple lifetimes I have been playing the role of a victim. It's not just at an engine level, it has an imprint in my soul. I have been not only holding on to it, I have been carrying it life after life. You know, the 3 soul molecules, every time when I finish my journey as a human in that lifetime, I used to transfer it to my next lifetime, inviting the same people to teach me the same lesson of life. So I went through multiple lifetimes, and something which did not resonate to my logic, the day I went to identify like what is causing me migraine, and I went 5,000 years before some lifetime. I went through a lifetime of Mahabharata, and I'm imagining, I'm seeing, and I'm aware I'm sitting on a chair. And I'm thinking, Sangeeta, ek screw dhila ho gaya. Like, you have lost it. I think, and I'm not a TV person. I said too much of, serials you have started seeing on TV. You have started making stories. What are you making? I'm saying, oh, this is Bhishma Pitama, and I'm talking to Krishna. Krishna, you better come and resolve the issue. And I'm like, you have lost it completely. Thodi bachi thi, wo bhi shayad chali gayi. Something is terribly wrong with you. And I'm like a part of me saying, just shut up. And part of me is still describing, and I'm like, I don't know what's happening. I have not only lost it, I think, forget that perfect shape size, like, on that couch, I am also falling. I am saying I have no energy. My tongue is out, and I'm like, what drama can you create? Like a perfect drama that you are creating on a chair. And, I'm a student, so I understand what my teacher, who was my therapist then, is doing. And like where it was paining, because I'm telling them there's an implant here. But for years I suffered. I used to feel that hammering on my head. Middle of the night, I would feel somebody had taken hammer and hammered me. I had long hair till my ankle almost, but I could not comb my hair for 2 days. Like I couldn't even touch it. If you touch my head, my every nerve was swollen there. And no reason, like nothing has hurt me. I could never figure out why that thing is happening. Again, multiple tests and all. And that day, like I said, they have put an implant here. And logically, I am not agreeing to it. And my therapist is pressurizing. I'm like, I'm already in pain. But I understand as a student that what he's doing. And I'm like, this is my imagination. What are you creating? And that day, when we finished the session, my migraine stopped. 90% migraine stopped. Intensity with which I used to get attack. I used to get attack on my tongue. That stopped. My migraine attack stopped. And intensity wise, it was now only 10%. And how often it used to come, that reduced by 90%. It did not stop completely till I started my journey into Theta healing. And one fine day, I asked, how is this migraine helping me? Why am I still holding on to my migraine? And it clearly showed me that my spiritual growth was only because of that. And I said, migraine, thank you so much for being there, but I don't need you anymore. And my migraine attacks completely stopped. Because that day I chose that no matter what, I am going to study further. So friends, what would I call this? Did the medicine helped me? Yes, it did. They have put in years of research work into it. There is a lot of effort goes by doctors. But you know what we all don't understand? I am kind. The doctors, there is a scientific research work which is being done. Right? Science itself is not based on the principle of falsification. They come to a theory based on the hypothesis. So it's a process. Science is not just the outcome. Because if it was the outcome, like they change it. Apple fell on Newton's head, and we all see apple falling. But scientists have the right mindset to ask right questions. Why it fell, at what speed it fell, what can be done about it, how do I do it? And then they go on, they want to still, they're not satisfied with just one thing that they see. So they want to discover, they want the answers for everything. So they still want to dig deeper and want to understand, but how it happened, what should I do about it? What is the theory about it? And all, and that's how they come up with an invention and a discovery. And my soul was more of a scientist. I wanted not to stop with that. Like some people get healed completely only with medications. But my soul was searching for it, that, this pattern you created after multiple lifetimes. Why did I create that pattern? What should I do? How will I grow? What do I need to do? So then it obviously temporarily worked for me, but then did not give me permanent solution, because I'm not just my physical self. My soul was craving for something. I had limiting beliefs. मेरे engine में कचरा भरा हुआ था. And that had to get cleared. And this is not just my story. This is a story of every one of us. And that was the time I realized my biggest mistake. If I am my mind, body, and soul, Isn't it that I require the resolution at all three levels? Why is it that I keep myself limited to one level? And isn't it that all three are actually not different? They are helping you to reach to your destination. The car has to have petrol in it, engine in it, and the auto structure. And then it is your skill set, how you drive the car, will define how will be your journey. Why am I focusing on one? And how is it different? Whether can everyone put themselves on mute, please? Like, whose voice was there? I want everybody on mute. So I realized that because honestly, when you guys answer me and say I'm a soul for my human experience, but isn't it that we focus only on one? And it's not that if 90% believe that allopathy is the only way they can heal, there are 10% who believe that alternate medicine is the only way they want to get healed. But it's not about either alternate medicine or this. It's about, combination of all. Isn't it like my reverse question to them is, you tell me what disease you want to identify the limiting belief that caused you to have that. Do you think, is there any disease that require you to identify that and to identify your pattern? Would you like to identify your pattern? Now that it has come on the surface, it helps you to identify your pattern. So with the respect, honor, and gratitude towards all the faculties, whether I go to a regular hospital and the doctors who help me to identify and diagnose my problem, whether I go and take medicine or go through a surgery, whether I go to a homeopath or an Ayurvedic person, whether I go to a Theta healer. But isn't it that we all are supposed to work as a team together? And it's not separate. It's working in harmony because I am that mind, body, and soul. I cannot focus on one. And that did help me because that migraine taught me many things. And I went through multiple lifetimes. I upgraded myself and I went on asking the right questions. But what is the root cause of my migraine? What belief am I holding on to? Why is it that the same food doesn't cause problem to others? Why is it causing problem to me? Why are the same emotions when people meet and they also go through the same experience? It doesn't cause them any problem. Why is it causing me harm? Why is it that my head starts paining? Why is it happening to me? What did I learn? Why am I not being able to move on from that? So when I started getting my answers, I had the toolkit to do my own surgery at an energetic level. Because at a physical level, I was with the best hands of the doctors. And since everything works hand in hand, my symptomatic relief was till I had the symptoms. My symptoms stopped, my medication reduced, and gradually it stopped. Because one branch works to treat you at a symptomatic level. But when my approach was to work at all three levels, the chances of recovery is much faster and much better. And what exactly do you define as healing? I have met through multiple clients, and there are times, even simple healing when we pass in the class, because class has the group energy. Literally, I can hear the soul telling me, Sangeeta, please stop passing healing. My body has gone through so much of damage. Because of the healing, I cannot die. And death is my healing. You guys are working towards me living, but this was a case of blood cancer, a young guy, and he's saying, please do me a favor, don't do this. Because the body had so much damage. They are like, I want to move on. So many times, or sometimes, death is also healing. It's how we define healing also changes because we never have a complete understanding of it. When we say that the person got healed, what we mean is the symptoms disappeared and person came back and all the body functioning perfectly fine. But the soul has a choice to make in that moment, because soul comes down only for learning. If soul has already finished learning and their purpose of life, they've finished the energy exchange. Soul wants to move on. Soul doesn't want to remain on first standard. The soul says, I am in first standard for last 60 years. Please let me go to the second standard now. I understand you are attached to me. The teacher may get attached to a child, but teacher will not keep the child at the first standard, will say go. As a parent, you will be attached to your child, but you will still tell them at the right age, please get married. Let somebody else be your partner. Please go to school. You send them to school, you send them to college. You don't hold on to them because you're attached to them. But the same logic we don't understand when it comes to our soul's growth. So, friends, I just have one thing to say. Have respect for everything and connect to your intuition. Whether it's a physical problem or any other problem, look at it from a holistic approach and not focusing on one. And one more good news which I want to give you. We look at it only from a physical problem. But do you realize that many times, even when you heal yourself physically, the limiting beliefs that is being stuck, the learning which is there, if physically you are getting healed, that automatically heals your limiting beliefs also. So whether you take an approach of going in and moving out and healing it, or external surface and healing in, both works. Both works. Look at the level at which you are operating and be easy to yourself. But make sure that you respect and honor all of them. Everything is important. Doctors are important. The pathologists are important. Healers are important. People who help you only by passing healing are important. People who help you to identify your pattern, they are important. Like everything, it's a holistic approach. We are not talking about that only one system works, because I need all three to let my car function. My car cannot function without any one of them missing. And there is a different team which is looking after each one. They're specialized in that. So we take help of them for that. I hope you all have understood this clearly. If anyone has any question, please tell me, because then at least I know that you guys are on the same page with me. Anybody has a question here? You can unmute and ask me a question. Because then next time, before taking a cruisine, probably you would ask yourself, like a scientist also. And both the fields are fine, right? Whether you wish to be a doctor, whether you wish to be a scientist, what do you want to be in your life? Doctors believed in that theory, and based on that, they help people. Scientists still want to go deeper with the new research work and see what it is. And there are a few doctors who are scientists also, because they still want to constantly know what is the new research in it, because the old method is now become old. I want to know the new one. How can I make it still better? So we as healers also do that. I have learned one technique, second technique, third technique. The reason I go on still learning further, that if I have more knowledge get with me, it's only with one question: how can I still make it better? How can I make it better? How can I make it better? Because there is no one size fits all. We are working with live human, and there is not everyone has the same way of receiving information. How can the same healing modality work for the person? And that's why at Cesta, we always work with the fusion of them and teach also fusion of it with equal respect for all modalities. Each one are perfect and complete in itself. But it's the combination that we always advocate. Because, that's how it connects to the other person's subconscious mind. And there are times, the client has come and I have called my psychiatrist friend and said, right now they need you first. There is so much imbalance, please. And they have come and given injection and all. There are times psychiatrists get the clients and they come along with clients to our session. There are times, I speak to all the doctor students and I said, but this is their time. I tell them, you don't need me now. Right now, you need to go in the hospital. And the family disagrees. I said, I am taking her to the hospital because they believe, no, ma'am, you will solve. I said, I will, but this is not the right time. I can see her palpitation. I can see she is being attacked. She needs a medical service right now. So that understanding of what we require and that it's an holistic approach. We are not against each other. It's not different branch. Since that awareness has not come, we don't have, ideally we should have a segment of healers in the hospitals. Or if it's an healing institute, we require a doctor sitting there together. Because everything heals if you have a right diagnosis. Right? So if 10 things is indicating towards the right diagnosis, that's what we require. So have a holistic approach. Don't be only one or this. No questions? Then we will do the downloads. Is there any question? No? If at all, anytime, put a picture of a car in front of you as a mirror and put a separate picture of the outer structure, engine and petrol, and write mind, body, and soul to remind yourself, I am the combination of mind, body, and soul. Whether you have relationship issues, whether you have physical body issues, anything you have, remember that I am these three energies. So have that holistic approach and work towards it. Yeah. So let's do the downloads to make it easier for us. So would you all like to know what it feels like to understand your own self through Creator's definition and perspective of the seventh plane of Creator of all that is? I am mind, body, and soul. I connect to the spirit within me and I allow myself to uplift my level of awareness and my consciousness. I am this divine consciousness and I allow the wisdom of my higher self to guide me at every level. As I'm completely connected to my intuition and my intuition, I listen to it. And I allow to take the next step in life, listening to my intuition and let my intellect execute it in the best possible way for me. I allow the healed energy in me to be weave within me and to let that energy expand of healing my mind, body, and soul at all three levels and at all four levels of my beliefs and all seven bodies that I have into Every cell of your body, every area of your life, at all the four level of your belief work, for your highest and best in the highest and best possible way for each one now. With the complete knowingness of how to do it with ease and grace, it is safe, it is possible, and you are deserving of it. For your highest and best, without you inviting and attracting any disease, any relationship issues in your life, to motivate you to have the holistic approach towards the life. Thank you, it is done, it is done, it is done. Creator, show me. Please say yes to receive these feelings. Creator of all that is commanded to instill the feelings into everyone that I have the holistic approach towards the life with equal respect and honor to all the different faculties. May that be allopathy and the doctors and the entire system of allopathy, the diagnostic centers, the doctors, nurses, pathology, everyone who is doing the research work for it, to help the humanity and for the betterment of it. May that be the alternate medicine, may that be homeopathy, Ayurveda, and multiple different branches. May that be the healers, may that be a Theta healer, hypnotherapist, past life regression therapist, Reiki, pranic healing, or any other modality. I understand it from Creator's definition and perspective with due respect and honor for each one. I allow myself to invite and attract the right modality which is meant for me at that point of time to heal me. I'm guided, I'm protected, I'm safe, and I'm secured. With the complete alignment of my energy with the Mother Earth and connected with the universal wisdom and being connected with my Heavenly Father's energy, I allow myself to raise my consciousness not only at the level of my soul and spirit, but at the level of my higher self as well, and at the level of my spirit guides, my angel guides. I allow that consciousness to be there in any viruses or any bacteria which is causing me to have any harm. Those viruses and bacteria be converted into harmless substance, and they be programmed with this consciousness now. I know how to be limitless and how to heal myself and the light of the creator of all that is of the seventh plane, to be the co-creator, and to know that at the level of the seventh plane of creator of all that is, I move beyond the law of karma and beyond the law of time. I move beyond the law of cause and effect. Things simply change here without me getting stuck in the brain candy. I allow things simply to be transformed, and that it's completely possible. Into every cell of your body, every area of your life, at all the four level of your belief work, for each one's highest and best, and the highest and best possible way for each one now. Thank you, it is done, it is done, it is done. Creator, show me. Please say yes if you wish to receive this feelings. Passing unconditional love, light, and healing to everyone who says yes. You all can open your eyes. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Have a lovely day. We'll see you all next Thursday. Thank you all for joining. Bye-bye.